Hey guys, my name is Justin Short, and if you want to know the 6 biggest myths about living here in the Temecula and Murrieta Valley, stay tuned and check out this video, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader here in Murrieta, California for the Short Real Estate team at RE/MAX 1. I want to create this video and get into something that, honestly, these are things that I hear all the time and what I think are the 6 biggest myths about our area. So I work with a lot of clients that are relocating from out of state, from out of area, say from San Diego, Orange County, LA, that type of thing, and making the move out here to our area. And a lot of times they have some big misconceptions on what it's like to live here locally. So I wanted to create take some time, create this video, and kind of go over those to give you more of a realistic idea of what it's like to actually live here. So let's go ahead and get into them. So number one is a lot of people think that our area, so Temecula and Murrieta Valley, is too far from everything, is kind of what they say, right? So I've lived here for over 20 years. And while yes, we are a little bit more inland, from the beach compared to some areas of California, yes, I actually feel like we're super central. So no, we're not a 5-minute walk to the beach, but we're about 45 minutes to an hour away from really most everything out here in the area. So you're about a 45-minute drive to the beach. You're about a 45-minute drive out to the desert. You're about 45 minutes to an hour out to the heart of Orange County, out in like Disneyland area. You're an hour and 15 minutes out to LA, and then you're a couple hours out to the mountains. So no, none of those things are like right next door. I can't walk to the beach for sure, but you're super central, you're in Southern California, and I think we're actually pretty close to most things compared to most other parts of the country. And myth number 2, so a lot of people think that Temecula is not its own established town. So a lot of people, as I'm talking to them, and they ask me a question like, is there a Costco there? Is there shopping? Is there a mall close by? And the answer is yes. So our area is definitely a newer area. Most of it was really built up and constructed like the late 90s to the mid 2000s, but it's a full-on functioning city, So there's shopping, there's Costco's, there's malls, there's wineries, there's casinos, there's Old Town area, there's nightlife areas, all that type of stuff is definitely here. We are a full functioning town, and there's plenty to do. Myth number 3 is that our area in the Temecula and Murrieta Valley is a super heavy liberal area. And really, that's just not true. So this is mostly something that I hear from people that are moving out of state, right? They know on a state level that California is definitely a super liberal state. Like we had the election here a couple months ago, and they called the election in California in like 30 seconds because they already knew it was going to be a blue state, right? But that's just not here in our valley. So some of the other larger cities, yes, maybe San Diego, of LA, Orange County, those are definitely more liberal and blue type of cities, that's for sure. But here in South Riverside County, I definitely say it's not the case. Definitely more of a 50-50, or even leaning more towards the kind of the red perspective for the most part. So that's something I hear from a lot of people like, oh, I don't know if I want to live to California and move in with all the hippies, right? And all this super liberal thoughts. And it's just not that. I mean, I've lived here over 20 years. That is not my experience here. And we just went through obviously a pretty volatile election. And that is not what I really feel like it is living here. And that's really not what the voting numbers show either. So that's just something to point out, to where it's definitely more of a mixed area compared to many other parts of California. And then myth number 4 is that it's just too expensive to live here. And that's kind of surprising, because actually I think one of the draws here to our area, once you actually live here, is the affordability compared to most parts of California. But a lot of people, when they're moving from out of state, they're like, oh man, my job transfer is coming in. I got to move out where you're at, out in the Temecula Murrieta area. I don't know how I'm going to afford it. I don't know how I'm going to live in California with those crazy prices. And the truth is, yes, our average sales price is higher than, say, like the US average. So that is true, yes. But compared to most other parts of California, we're much more affordable. So we're South Riverside County. So compared to San Diego, compared to LA, compared to Orange County, there's a reason that most people live here, and as a bedroom community, they will live here and then commute out just because it's so much more affordable. I mean, a $500,000 home here buys you a really nice home in a nice area, in a nice, safe neighborhood. $500,000 in San Diego, you're buying like a condo or half a townhouse or a shack in a not so great area, you know? So I think the affordability here is actually one of the pros and one of the best parts about living here compared to most other parts of California. All right, and myth number 5. So myth number 5 is that the crime is too high here because of the jail that we have. So that's something that I hear a lot from people that are mostly out of the area, right? Well, they're gonna pull up Temecula, California or Murrieta, California up on their website, you know, on Google, right? They're gonna look at the map, look at different areas, try and get an idea for the geography and topography and all that good stuff. One of the things that they're gonna see is that there's a jail here in Murrieta. So that's the Southwest Justice Center. That's here in Murrieta, California. It's right over there off of Old Road. So one of their first thoughts they automatically assume is that because there's a local jail, that there's a lot of crime here in the area, or that a lot of people that are getting out of jail are populating here locally, and that makes it just not a good area to live. And really the truth is that's just not the case. So Murrieta and Temecula Valley is very, very, very safe. Actually, we just did another video on being one of the safest cities in California. Murrieta is actually the 15th safest city in California. So that's top 15 out of 500, almost 500 cities in California. So as you can see, super, super safe. The crime rate's super low. It's definitely almost like a squeaky clean type of feeling, you know, driving around. So I would definitely say it's a big myth that when people are at this area, they're not familiar with our town, that's something they always ask me about, and we have to take some time and just kind of share with them the actual stats on what's going on here locally. So I think that's a big one. All right, and myth number 6 is really, and this is mostly from people, especially like from Orange County. It seems like mostly Orange County people that are telling me this, but a lot of times people feel like it's just not a nice area. It's just a crummy area. It's just run down and it's just not nice. You know, I've heard things like, oh, that's like the 909 and it's on the wrong side of the hill, all that type of stuff. And really, that's just not true. You know, a lot of people live here. This is definitely a bedroom community here in the Temecula Murrieta area, where people will live here and they commute out, right? And the reason they do that, it's just more affordable, but it's definitely super, super nice. It's newly constructed. Most of it was built anywhere from the mid 90s to, you know, early 2000s, 2010, that type of thing. So it's a newly constructed area. It's definitely the suburbs for the most part. You know, not a lot of like rural land and things like that, but it's super established. You know, there's nice. We have all types of shopping and bars and nightlife and all types of things to do, and we're pretty close to everything. And you're in Southern California. And bottom line, there's just not many areas in the country where you're gonna buy a home. The average price point here in Temecula is like $650,000 right now. So to buy a home for that much, it's gonna be a nice area. So for sure, it's nice. And most people, once they actually come out this way, spend some time, go to the wineries, and then get to enjoy the area, they totally feel different. So a lot of times it's just a misconception that people have, but it's, I would say, definitely desirable in a growing area that's continuing to get better and better. So, you know, those are the top 6 myths about the Temecula and Murrieta Valley. Hopefully those help, and hope help overcome maybe some of the negative thoughts that you may have heard about the area. If you have anything you want to talk more about or reach out, you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out anytime. If you thought the video was helpful, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're going to keep the videos coming once per week, hopefully give you a good taste for the area, and you know, just educate you on what to expect for life out here in the Temecula and Murrieta Valley. Cool. Reach out anytime. Thanks.